They were struggling, but he invested in math so much that they all want to be the best. Because even the struggling kids want to be good at math.
Math is a subject that's intimidating, but when you have a teacher that has a passion for what it is that they do, it draws their students in and makes them want to learn. Mr. Frills is different. He's unique in his own way. Not only is he smart and energetic, but he's funny, and the kids love that. They need someone that they can relate to, and Mr. Frills is that guy. They see the dad that isn't in the home, but they also see the math teacher that's going to prepare them for the 6th grade, because it's not easy by far. But not only does he help increase their scores, he increases their confidence. Me as a parent, I want to know that my child is in good hands.
Chris just has a really great relationship with parents. And I just never seen a teacher just so easily communicate with parents to the point where the parents feel as if he genuinely cares about them. And a good example would be last week I was in his class as he was getting his kids ready for their state test. And their homework that night was, tell your parents to text me at 10 o'clock to let me know that you're in bed. And I said, Frills, you know you're going to get like 100 text messages. He's like, yeah, I'm fine with that. And so he told the kids to have their parents text at 10 that they actually went to sleep and they were in bed. And I just thought that was amazing, because that would overwhelm me, having that many parents like contact me. But he wanted it, and the parents, like, they love him.
What makes Cameron special is not only is he smart and witty, he's my son. And I think that Cameron has something that a lot of kids at the age of 11 don't have, and that's compassion. Compassion can take you a long way, not only as a child, but also as an adult. And that's something that you can't teach, not even in a classroom.
Tell me a little bit about your nephew, Kellen.
My nephew, Kellen, is very different from Cameron. Although they have been in my household for the past couple of months, Kellen is more reserved. He's not as outgoing as Kellen. He's not really a go-getter, and it's hard for me, even as his aunt, to reach him.
He really works harder than pretty much any teacher I've seen to build relationships with his kids. And he does it in such a way that shows so much humility and genuine care. It's fun to go onto Facebook and just see that, oh, Mr. Frills took 6 kids to the movies today, didn't ask for reimbursement, didn't want to make a big deal out of it, just kind of did it because he loves his kids so much.
What I want for Cameron and Kellen's future is for them to understand the importance of what it is to be a young black man in our community today. I think that Mr. Frills supports that because he can relate to these children. For those that don't have fathers in their home, he's relatable. He's that father figure that's missing for these children. He not only is an amazing teacher because he's familiar with the context in which he's teaching, but even as Cameron told me, Mr. Frills makes it fun. He makes teaching fun, but he gets them right back on track. Those were Cameron's exact words. Mr. Frills talks to them about the importance of being a leader, not following the crowd, but how do you stand out as an individual?
One of the best things that's happened in school this year is we had several of our 6th grade gentlemen get inspired to put together some meals and bring them out to homeless people here in the community. And of course they went to Mr. Frills to make that happen, and he selflessly dedicated his time and treasure to make sure that that project happened. And it was something that really inspired our kids. The Do Good campaign that came from that was really, really strong and impactful.
Mr. Frills defines success for his students by making sure that they are academically prepared and that they're academically sound. I can use my nephew Kellen as an example. Kellen was not prepared for the structure that KIPP has to offer. He didn't receive the mathematic foundation that he needed for 5th grade, and Mr. Frills recognized that early along. His confidence level has increased, so Kellen feels better about what he's doing, and it just makes the student want to learn. He can't help what he didn't get in 3rd or 4th grade, but he can control what happens going forward, and Mr. Frills has definitely prepared him for that.
The bar is extremely high with that man. I don't think I've ever sat down in a data conversation with Chris and had him be happy, which is great. It's a sign of a teacher like Ms. Black, who is never going to be happy with the results until they're at 100%. Everybody's at the highest level they can possibly be.
Cameron, when he took the MAP testing in the fall, he scored in the 27th percentile. Mr. Frills recognized that Cameron wasn't as focused as he should be. He actually suggested that Cameron change his advisory That gave Cameron and Mr. Frills the opportunity to have more one-on-one time. Mr. Frills used what they call Power Hour to have those individual conversations with Cameron and focus on what his strengths were. In the winter, when Cameron took the MAP test, he's now scored in the 53rd percentile, which is a big difference. Cameron just needed to focus. Mr. Frills saw what his strengths and weaknesses were. He had those conversations. Cameron went to after-school tutoring, and he used that extra time to bring up his score.
I think that love of math is the first thing that jumps in my mind. Is math is the cool subject around here, and I don't know that there's a whole lot of schools that really can say that. Where it's legit, like the coolest thing you can be in 5th or 6th grade is to be good at math, and it's something that I'm excited to see where these kids go, because I think that's a passion that's not going to go